Hello, my name is Marissa Albert, and I will be doing a presentation comparing Freud and Jung's personality theories to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Just in case you're not familiar with the story is of a character who despises Christmas. He sees all the Who's down below celebrating and enjoying the festivities, and he doesn't like it. He finds annoyance from it. And he gets to a point where he decides, I want to steal Christmas and ruin it for others so it doesn't bother or annoy me. Near the end of the story, when he steals Christmas and still sees the Who's celebrating without their presents, food, decorations, he realizes Christmas isn't something you can steal and ends up celebrating with the Who's. And he himself cut the roast beef. The shadow. So in Jung's personality theory, the shadow comes to mind when thinking of the Grinch. The shadow is the unconscious complement to a person's conscious identity and is experienced as dangerous or evil, even as villains or criminals in a story, which is the Grinch through the majority of his story. He is a villain. He is stealing Christmas. Next, in Jung's theory that comes to mind is personal unconscious. The personal unconscious is part of the unconscious derived from an individual's personal experience. So, while reading the story, it doesn't say why the Grinch hates Christmas. He just does. But when you think of it according to theories, these personality theories, perhaps from past experience, maybe this has led him to hate Christmas. Maybe seeing all the Who celebrate together, enjoying their time, while he sits alone on a cold mountain watching from up above, has made his unconscious have this feeling of hatred towards this holiday. Now for Freud's theories. The structures of personality comes to mind when thinking of the Grinch in Freud's theories. Now, the structure of personalities are the id, ego, and superego. The id is the primitive structure, while the ego is the mature structure, and the superego is the internal voice of parental and societal restrictions. Now I'm going to use the id and the superego to analyze the Grinch. The id is seen as the little devil on the shoulder, kind of has these instinctive drives and aims to satisfy urges, which the Grinch does. He has this urge to destroy Christmas so it doesn't happen, and he does. That's something that he goes and does to satisfy that urge. The id also functions according to the pleasure principle, which is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. The Grinch does this. He wants to avoid Christmas, doesn't want it, so he gets pleasure from not having Christmas, or so he thinks. But when he ends up stealing Christmas and he sees all the Who's singing down below, enjoying Christmas without all their stuff that he had stole, which he thought was what made Christmas, the superego kind of switches on, and the superego is usually internal representation of the rules and restrictions of family and society. So after he sees they're still enjoying Christmas, he decides, I'm going to return all their stuff, which is something we would regularly do. We right wrongs, we return stuff we maybe have stole, and the Grinch has done this. He's like, you know what? I see they're still enjoying Christmas. Christmas isn't something I can steal. I'm going to go back, give all their stuff, and even celebrate with them. Now this is a quote. It's one of my favorites from the book, actually. And I think this is when he switches from id to superego. It says, maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And I believe this is a time where he switches from evil, cunning, stealing Christmas reacting to his urges to, I'm gonna switch it up, give back. And these are my references. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.